Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's your girl Saida Ahmed Rashid, and today I have a different thing on the table. You used to know me interviewing people, but today I'm going to be interviewed. But we don't know. Maybe it will change. Interviewer will be interviewing me, and I will also interview her. We never know. By my side, I have a beautiful guest. Let me welcome her to introduce herself. Welcome, Mami.
Asante sana. My name is Redempta Mwikali. I'm an author, I am a storyteller, and stories have connected me with this beautiful, lovely young girl, young mama. She
Thank
is
you.
also a mama.
I love to be called Mama.
So I am in our show today because I like to police stories. There are many things that connect us that we are bold enough to talk about ourselves. So today I'm here to celebrate you for your courage to share your story. I saw your story on YouTube, and we ended up meeting somewhere else because you also are passionate about people getting to say. I've watched your YouTube channel and you go by the tag, Nothing But the Truth, the Bitter Truth.
Absolutely.
So maybe we can start there. Why
Yes.
do you like to tell them the truth? Nothing but the truth.
What I believe is people should talk the truth than, living in a different or with different faces. Maybe you can see, for example, you can have somebody or you can see somebody saying something, but that person is just saying something just to cover up on a issue maybe affecting other people, affecting themselves.
So I described you as unbogable. Do you know what that means? For people who don't understand, it's fearless.
Add fairness also.
Or fearless and flawless
Oh,
and beautiful.
yes.
Yeah, you are fearless. It took a lot of courage. So I can understand you got a backlash. And one of the backlash we won't even talk about because you're told you can't tell your story. And that's what we want to look at. You are courageous enough to keep doing YouTube channels. You are a young person. You've come from a community where it's very private. People are told not to wash their dirty linen in public.
Yes.
So do you have you been told things that have hurt you?
So many times.
Okay.
Every day my story is just viral in the media. Facebook, be it Instagram, all over. Yes, I got a lot of negative comments
Okay.
from my Somali community men
Okay.
telling me don't discuss about your private issue, of which I'm not discussing any private issue. I'm just discussing about or talking about my past issue, what I went through.
Okay.
People misunderstand or misjudge you on what you went through. Maybe like I'm talking about past, people are thinking about I'm talking about the present. People are not there to listen to the story, to understand what is she saying and where is she coming from.
Yes.
People are like, she just said violence, she just said this. It is a current issue. It's not current, it is past. I'm just coming out to express myself, what I went through, and to educate other ladies to know that these things are there.
Okay.
But how are you going to overcome it? Yeah.
By talking about it.
Yes.
I always tell people that in Africa we don't go. You've gone for a session with a psychiatrist.
Yes.
And we say in Africa people don't. It was so strange for you, you didn't even know. You have never heard of anybody in your family who had gone to see a psychiatrist. And it didn't even last.
No.
You only went for one session or 2 sessions.
I went for, I think, 2 sections.
And so you're talking about you are willing to put yourself out there and talk about things that are very stigmatizing.
Yes.
Immediately people hear they are going to see a psychiatrist, already you get labeled. Uko na wazimu, you're crazy.
Yes.
So you are willing to talk about that. You're willing to talk
Definitely.
about your divorce. And then you're willing to. So one of the things you told me earlier that I found hilarious. You were told that there are people who've been married how many times?
5 times. Others are married 6 times. That is what I've seen in the comments. And they are like, why is she only talking about being divorced twice and getting married the 3rd time? Others have been divorced 5 times and married 6 times. Those are those people, and this is me.
Yes.
If they want to share their stories, they're free to come out. I decided to come out. I am who I am. I'll never be another person.
Yes.
So if I'm proud of sharing my story, if it will inspire other people outside, definitely I'll go for it.
And you are an African queen.
Yes.
You're not running away from who you are, your culture, your upbringing. You grew up in the village. You grew up in a village somewhere.
Yes, in Mandera County.
And you've never lost your roots.
And I will never.
So even as you're talking in front of a camera, you knew that even that elder from your village will see you.
Even my father will see this.
Okay.
Even my brother will see this. Even my son will see this.
Okay.
And even religion leaders will see this.
Okay.
I'm just speaking out. I'm speaking my mind, something that people, the society likes to view on the other side. It's like they are not free to talk about this issue.
Yes. Yes.
And being the reason is society and the culture.
Yes.
Why is this girl coming out to speak about this? Why is she putting herself in a limelight as maybe for like now a married woman, right? So it's like, why is a married woman very comfortably sitting there talking in a public, knowing that all over the world will see her?
But you are so happy when you talked about finding love. So
Yes.
is that what is inspiring you? Is that what changed? From your first video, we've seen two Saidas. We've seen the fighting spirit, and then we've seen the calm Saida,
Yes.
who knows there's someone who has her back.
Yes.
Even as she's doing these stories, even if the whole world is against you, there's that one person. You're creating a new family, a new page, a new chapter in your life.
Absolutely.
So that gave you, we saw that soft side of you.
My husband is my supporter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, a Somali woman, after she's married, every responsibility goes to the husband. Okay. And he's the one now, the key to my life. He's the right person to tell me, don't do this, and do that. Okay. But the good thing, before I met him and before we married, I just discussed with him everything. Okay. Me, I'm this person. I want to be this. I want to come out to stand for other girls, to stand for other people. Are you willing to help me? If you are willing to help me, then you can join me in my life. Okay. If not, then let us just go our own separate ways. I saw he had a positive mind also. Okay. So, you know, whatever I make, if I'm the one to make, my husband is the one to make me. So he's very strong behind. He's helping me.
You didn't stop fighting for justice. What you said, that I want to live to fight another day. That what I'm fighting for is my right.
Yes.
I'm fighting from love. I'm not fighting from a place of hate.
No.
I have so much love in my heart for what God gave me.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
Nobody has a right to tell me not to talk about it. So we saw those two sides. What is the most positive thing that came out of this? You sharing your stories on two sides.
Wow. I got a lot of people. Mostly from my Somali communities, ladies. Trust me, they are going through hell. Some sent me email, some through my Facebook page, and some through my Instagram. I'm telling you, these girls are dying in silence. Some told me, you know what, I just feel like committing suicide. Can you help me? Just talking through message and advising them, can you give me a number, and talking to them, advising them. A lot of people have positive vibes now.
You are a trendsetter in terms of, you're the first Somali woman we've seen on TV, on YouTube, that is talking about these things. Yes. So for that, of course, it comes with a lot of responsibility. Are yes. you ready for the battle? Who is Saida now from now going to be speaking up for? Before you were speaking for your children. Yes. Now you have a man who is telling you, go slow on that one, this one, let's keep going. So who is the next phase of your life?
The Saida you're seeing here, she went through a lot since 2013. And cyberbullying for me now is nothing. It cannot shake me. It can't. Even if I have millions negative comments and I have only one positive comment, that is enough for me. Okay. Yes. So cyberbullying I've met, but I don't care. Even my YouTube channel, a lot of people are commenting bad things, you know, but Saida is strong.
Their brothers, you talk about food, the happy stuff, but not, the resilience of the African woman comes yes. out in your story. But because the woman is used to living in the shadow, it's better for someone to die than talk about what they have gone through. So you broke that stigma. Yes. And I applaud you for that. Because your message didn't just reach people from your culture. It reached another woman. And the most beautiful part of this, you're saying, I'm not giving up on what is mine, but I have found love. Yes. I have found a companion. I'm starting over. And so that also gives people who think, who love me after knowing this part of my story.
Yes.
And you talked about Ulijianika. You talked about you talked about some of the mistakes you made.
Yes.
Where you blundered, like you were in love as a very young girl. You didn't listen to your father. You just wanted, but you still were able to laugh about those experiences. So did you recover from some of now, like the first experience, the second experience? Have you recovered in terms of like education?
Yes.
Okay.
As I said, sure, I was very young. I got married when I was young. I was so naive, and I was like, adolescents were pushing me. Fine, that was long time ago. I didn't finish my high school, but today I'm a proud mother who is doing her nursing.
Wow.
Waiting for her certificate.
Wow.
And yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You're a smart woman. You're going places. So you keep going. I celebrate you. So your story, I'll say, your story will have impacts for generations to come. Probably will be the first person we've seen in telling this kind of story. You talked about depression, at the risk of also being ostracized.
Yes.
Told us, she said she was crazy. She even laughed about her craziness. You talked about it. You talked about losing your mother.
Yes.
And so I would like to find out, who is your mother? Because you're a mother to your siblings. So who is your mother?
If you ask me about that question, to say the truth, if I hear a word of mother, I feel so pain.
It's still, you're still grieving.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my mother just lost her life when she was in my hands.
Wow.
I just saw her taking the last breath.
Wow.
So a mother is somebody very important in life. Okay. No matter what, even if you're 50 years, 60 years, still you will need a mother. And that is why the first time, if I go back a little bit, is to fight justice for my kids, because I know that life without a mother, me being at this age, having my own kids, but still I need that urge of having a mother. I need, there's a time you reach, you are very stressed, you feel like you just want to talk to someone. Now that I'm married, still, there's a day also, just recently I was telling my husband, you know what, a time like this is when I need a mother to talk to. I was getting a pressure from different places. As I told you, sometimes we have our downfalls. We have this moment, some moments, yes, you want to just shed tears, cry, talk to somebody. Even if your life partner is there, there's somebody else who, maybe a mother, who can fit in that position.
And your mother would have been by your side saying, these are my grandbabies.
And she could be very proud. Yes. So a mother is something that I can't even describe.
So a lot of people who've reached out to you, and I've seen some of the interviews you've done, are women who are going through what you've gone through.
Yes.
And this is something you've said, it doesn't matter how long it will take. God gave you that gift of motherhood.
Yes.
And you want to be able to enjoy it without interference.
Yes.
So by coming out and talking about your and that's what I'm saying, there's no shame in your story. It is a beautiful story, even though it has very painful parts.
Yes.
Like even now, as you recount your mother, you have tears in your eyes.
Yeah.
But you're able to be a mother. So what kind of upbringing was this that made you such a strong woman?
Taking that responsibility when
as
a mother, as a guardian, after my mother left. And the first day I had my firstborn is the day that I came to see, wow, motherhood is so sweet, so nice. That is how I came to feel attached by my mother. Before, I was not thinking of, oh, this is my mom, It's like, okay, you just take her for granted, and so things, there's some things we do before we get married or having kids, and we regret later. And I was there also, I can't lie to you. There's a time I didn't appreciate my mom. But after having my first child, now I came to know, wow.
So there's a longing we have in our hearts for that woman we were connected to. And God knows why he chose us to be the ones who carry. Because sometimes they assume it's about money. That if the father has money, he will be a better father.
No.
They assume maybe the stepmother. And then they will talk bad about the mother.
Yes.
Because it's this mother, this one can provide, that one could not provide. So for you, one of the struggles you've had is to be reduced to you're not a good mother. Yet it is God who chose you to be a mother to these children. So I celebrate you as a mother.
Thank you so
And I know
much.
the future is bright for you.
Indeed.
So now you're, without planning to, you've become a human rights defender. Because you fought for yourself. So now you're going to be required to fight for others.
Indeed.
And you have started. You have demonstrated that a mother loves unconditionally.
Yeah.
You've put yourself also at risk. You've even been told there's a legal matter here. You keep talking about yourself and your things that you can't avoid talking about.
You can't, for sure. I can't avoid it.
And in the African culture, even when a child has passed, mothers were allowed to talk about. So if you meet a mother,
yes,
they would say, my name is Saida. I'm a mother of 5, but 2 have passed.
yes.
So motherhood is such a permanent and conditional state of affairs that even you, the connection you have with your mother.
Yes.
So now what were you talking about before you came and did this blow up? You already had a YouTube channel. What did you talk about?
Yes, I already had a YouTube channel, but it was funny.
Okay.
We had comedy. We had some. I was talking. I don't know. It didn't have direction, to say the truth. Okay. So I was just trying. It was my younger brother who told me, Sister Saida, you have a passion. You can talk. You can speak out. You can do something. Why don't you open a YouTube channel? I said, okay, I will do it. Then what should I do? You know, he was directing me. So I used to do comedy. I think I have 5 comedy in my YouTube channel. But after I came the second time on a YouTube that went viral, I want to say thank you to Justice. Shared Moment with Justice. That is where my whole life and my story now that Saida is here began from.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we're expecting now serious stuff from you. You can still do comedy. So what are we going to do?
No, comedy I want to do maybe on a different maybe platform.
Okay.
Maybe not in the same YouTube, because this one I just want to talk about the experience people are going through, to share like a shared moment with Justice, to bring people who are willing to talk. Mostly I'm targeting my community people to see if they will be opening up to say their problem and so on. But for now, you'll just see it, as I said, bitter truth, nothing but bitter truth. Yes. Experience and sharing what people are keeping quiet from the society. Okay. Yes.
You're a young woman and you're going places.
Yes.
Because you dared share your story. So you're going to be the recipient. I tell people, I'm a storyteller who's written books. Now you're a story gatherer.
Yes.
You're not just a storyteller. You're going to hear a lot of stories. So the beautiful thing is you're not alone. That you have a fallback plan. When you're in Nairobi, you can have shared moments with Justice again, with a different story. Because your story will people will want to know what happened to her, because you came part 1 of a story, part 2 of a story was authentic you. So I look forward to coming to your YouTube channel again. I'm sorry I've taken over your show.
No, it's okay. Thank you so much for coming, and it was so nice to meeting you. And as I did say, we meet people in different ways. I also met her from Shared Moment with Justice, and we are now one family, and she's here and she will be fighting for human rights. Whoever have any issue, any problem, if you want to say your story, she will be writing a story. She's a writer, by the way. If you have a story you don't want to write yourself, come to her. She will write a story about you. Without forgetting, it is me, Saida Ahmed Rashid. Till next time, thank you so much.